Are we live? I think we're live. Well, we're here at New York City, and this is Kara's Pub. We are eagerly anticipating West Ham versus Liverpool, the last Premier League game before the international break comes by next week. So here's probably a quick preview, and maybe we'll walk around the pub and talk to a few fans right here in New York City. And this place is starting to filling up, and I have some friends who are coming all the way from Ireland joining us for this live stream later on as well. So yeah, here's a small little preview. I think the official lineup hasn't been announced yet, but we're marching into the 11th game of the season, and we are traveling to London Stadium to take on West Ham United. So the Reds are the only undefeated team in the Premier League, and we still sit in second place, right behind Chelsea. And we want to put pressure on the Blues, who currently enjoy a 3-point lead at the top of the table. Unfortunately, I think any game plan from the manager will come without the help of Roberto Firmino, who will be out indefinitely with a serious hamstring injury. It's only November, but the injuries are once again mounting up for the Reds as we head into the difficult festive period. You'll probably be able to hear some background noise. That's because the pub is currently playing the Everton Tottenham game live. So maybe what I'll do, I'll switch the camera so everybody can see what's happening on as I walk through the pub. Check it out. So is upstairs open?
Yes.
Hi.
This league. Pierce didn't accept the initial offer made to him in the summer. Felt he was ready after leaving Inter. Who's winning over here?
No, they're not starting the game yet. It's still Everton Tottenham.
Liverpool fans in there?
Yeah, a bunch of Liverpool fans joining us.
I'm not a Liverpool fan, bro.
Who do you support?
I'm a Manchester United fan.
Wrong crowd. Bye. Hey, John.
Hey.
We are live. So say hi to my audience back in Asia.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Tell us where you're from, and by the way, how did we meet? I think it's quite in unusual circumstances that we're able to be at the right place at the right time together in this pub, right? And anticipating the West Ham Liverpool game. So give us maybe some story of where you're from, what you're doing in New York, and your predictions for the match.
Alright, so I'm from Dublin, Ireland. I moved over here to New York in 2004. Lived here for over 10 years.
This is your daughter?
That's my daughter, Chloe.
Say
She's
hi.
a Liverpool fan as well. You're alive. So, so I lived in New York City for over 10 years. 5 years ago, I moved to Pennsylvania. I'm a truck driver. So I used to drive all over the country. Just stick to like Pennsylvania. It's cheaper than New York. So I'm visiting for the weekend. My daughter lives here in Manhattan. So I watched the show ready to come here at Carragher's or to another bar, 11th Street Bar. And then somehow online I started talking to Wayne here. And then we decided then, all right, let's go to Carragher's to have great breakfast. And the other bar didn't have food, so we decided to come here. So that's why I'm here. Today's game is going to be a tough game. West Ham are flying right now. But I don't know. I would say predictions. I'd say 2-0 Liverpool. But that's just because I'm biased. But it's going to be really, really tough game. But I can see it being 1-0 for the last 10-15 minutes, and then a counter attack. Then we score a second. That's right. But I think a clean sheet for sure.
I love your optimism, John, and I definitely have to ask you about the team lineup because I think the official lineup hasn't been announced yet.
I think it was.
So I just want to get your predictions. Who's going to be playing tonight? Especially, do you think Andy Robertson will play, or will it be Tsimikas again, who actually performed really well against Atletico Madrid? And we know that Firmino is out, right? So who's coming in? Do you think Origi has a chance? And Oxlade-Chamberlain used to do really well against West Ham, especially at the London Stadium. So do you think that he has a chance of making the lineup tonight?
Yeah, I think Robertson's back. I think he got a rest on Tuesday or Wednesday. I think he got a rest for this game because it's a big game. We have 2 weeks off because the international break next week. So I think you're going to have Robertson, then you have Trent on the right back, and then you have obviously Virgil with Matip. In the middle, I'd say, I know Thiago is back from injury, but it's too soon. I'd probably see him in the game at some stage, but your midfield's going to be Fabinho, Henderson, and Ox. Ox had a good game on Wednesday. And then up front, then you have to have Jota, Mane, and Salah. And I expect to see Salah scoring today. And I wouldn't be shocked now. If I for a second though, I wouldn't be shocked if you see like Ox scoring. So I would not, because he played well on West Ham. I can say that, but definitely that's my lineup predictions anyway. So
fantastic analysis. I think let's go off on a tangent a little bit, and perhaps there's some stories to share with us, because you mentioned you're a truck driver. So I'm always very fascinated by everyone's profession, especially Liverpool fans. Their profession. So the things that they do and they're passionate about. I remember I was watching a film on a flight from Singapore. I think it's called Nomad's Land. It's about a bunch of RV drivers who travel around the United States. So as a truck driver, you have a chance to see the entire country, and tell us about your exploits and adventures when you're traveling around USA.
I don't. The only time I really get to see the country would be if my truck breaks down, which I don't really like when that happens. Because times I would be...
That's good.
Yeah, there's times I'd be stuck in a place for 2 or 3 days until they fix the truck. And I go to local things like baseball games or sports things. That's usually what I do. But usually I'm just driving 70 miles an hour down the interstate trying to make $1 million. That's really, yeah. Now, driving, I've been in. There's two crazy things happened to me. One was a few years ago, we had down in Oklahoma City, we had so many tornadoes. So many tornadoes. It was bad.
Ooh.
I seen warning signs saying that there's a tornado hit, and I can look at the sky and I thought, wow. But in Oklahoma City, our company banned us from stopping there overnight, no matter what, because a lot of trailers getting robbed, getting like not a lot of thieves. There's a lot of like stuff getting, so we weren't able to stop there. So I said, you know what? I see blue sky down there. So I just kept driving. So I was in the middle of a tornado. Oh, I was like crazy. So I got past it, and it was all sunny, and then I stopped into a truck stop. And I looked on CNN. CNN news said back where I was 8 tractor trailers overturned on their side.
Whoa.
I have absolutely no idea how I made it past there, but I mean, like, that was it. I think the second one, most memorable thing I can remember was I was just coming off training. This is going back 9 years ago. We were coming from California, coming out east, and we were going through Roswell, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And it was thunder and lightning. The light show in the sky was unbelievable. You'd swear there were UFOs, but it was thunder and lightning. The whole sky was just like, you know.
What a sight!
It was like, I'm looking at it as, oh my lord. That was like, I think that's most memorable. Two most memorable things. One was kind of like scary, but you know, I survived, and the other one was just like fascinating. So,
You know, Jonathan, when you were recounting that story, right? The lyrics just pop up in my mind when you walk through a storm, right? Hold your heads outside. So
Right,
it's
right.
like, you know, the lyrics of You Never Walk Alone just springs to mind. So tell us, you know, just like every Liverpool fan out there, we definitely experienced some storms, some highs and lows. And it's also part of the journey. It's part of, you know, being a Liverpool fan and supporter, right? We've seen the team, you know, struggle throughout the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, and finally we won the Premier League for the first time in 30 years, right? What would happen when Jurgen Klopp decide to call it a day? And you know the storms that currently Man U fans are encountering, right? Although we love to make fun of them, but and we think that they are a gift that keeps on giving right now, with a succession of managers that just underperform, they seem to have lost their way. So what would happen to Jurgen Klopp or to the club once he decides to call it a day? Do you think the successor is going to be an easier decision, and we can actually rely on someone even like Steven Gerrard? Do you think he's a good choice for our next manager?
Well, first and foremost, I think they should do everything they possibly can to get Klopp to stay for another 2 years. At least another 2 years. I know he wants to take time off. I would do everything I can to sign an extra 2-year extension. I mean, with COVID and everything, we didn't have a fans last year, so we can use that as leverage to say, hey, listen, we didn't have fans. So at least sign for 1 more year, right? Because last year it was like, we can forget about last year.
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count, right. So, but in my opinion, I would try and get Steven Gerrard in for Klopp last year as Klopp's assistant manager, and then just continue on down and then give Stevie the reins after Klopp does decide to leave. But I really think it makes sense if you're able to get Steven Gerrard for Klopp's one last year, to get him in there, and you know, it just makes sense. It makes sense to me. But that's what I'd like to see happening.
A few fans are also thinking that Pep Lijnders is a good choice because he's quite eloquent speaker. He really impressed during press conferences, right? And he's been with Klopp for many years now as his number 2, and seems to be the right man as a successor as well. Do you fancy him? Do you think he's also a candidate in the future? I mean, in the event that Jurgen Klopp really decides to go on a 1-year holiday or sabbatical, for example, who would you like to really see fill up the shoes of the hard seat in Anfield?
Pep, I don't know. I mean, I like Pep Lijnders and all that, but I mean, I don't know. I'd be disappointed if I don't see Steven Gerrard in there. Me personally, the other manager who I love is Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel, he'd be a manager. I can see him like if they came out in 4 years to our new manager Liverpool was Thomas Tuchel, I was like, you know, I wouldn't mind that because he's like a pretty good manager. He's like, you know, And it seems as well that everywhere Klopp goes, Thomas Tuchel goes. Like he was with Borussia Dortmund, right? After Klopp, so I mean, I don't know. But for me, it's Steven Gerrard. That's the only person I want to assassinate.
I think your number one choice is also, if I assume, also an emotional decision, right? Because Steven Gerrard has been carrying the club for so many years as a player, and usually it just comes to mind that you would translate in a managerial position as well. But look at Man U right now. They appointed one of their legends, yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and everyone thought he would bring back the DNA, but apparently he's not competent enough. He's not even experienced enough to actually win a Premier League or win a Champions League with any clubs he has managed. In fact, he has sent down Cardiff City, right? So why do you think that Steven Gerrard will break the norm and appointing a legend like him after Klopp leaves the club would still be considered, a good decision, even though he hasn't won a Premier League, he hasn't won a Champions League.
Right, with Solskjaer was in Norway with that team in Norway. I mean, yeah, great.
Molde, I think.
Molde, right. Gerrard went to Rangers. Rangers haven't won the Scottish Premier League in 15 years, 10 years, or whatever. They were like really going to administration. His first season was phenomenal. I know Scottish League isn't the best league in the world. We know that. But what he's done up there in 1 year, Celtic, they have owned the Scottish League for over 10 years. He goes in 1 year, he changed things around. You can see what he's done. And yeah, maybe he hasn't got the experience in the Premier League yet, but you know what? Going up there in 1 year and turning Rangers around. I don't like Rangers personally, but what he's done up there is phenomenal. So the difference with Gerrard and Solskjaer, I mean, I know there's rumours today that maybe Gerrard may be going to Aston Villa. I just seen that.
Wow.
That's a possibility that he's. I don't know. I think he should just stay up in Scotland for a little bit. I don't think he even wants to manage anybody in the Premier League beside Liverpool anyway. But I mean, who knows? But,
that leads to the next question. How would you feel if Brendan Rodgers ended up in Man United?
I would not be happy. Well, hey, listen. You gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, I was never really a Brendan Rodgers fan, even though I'm Irish and he's Irish. I guess he was a good coach, but that 1 year it was Suarez. Really, Suarez, he carried the team. It wasn't really Brendan Rodgers. I mean, the following year, the team that he used to put out was terrible. But I mean, hey, listen, good luck to him. I think that I don't think United have the players. I mean, yeah, you have Ronaldo, and he's saving them week in, week out. And that team, maybe Rashford, but I don't even know about Rashford. Pogba enough. Forget about Pogba. I don't think they have a decent team. I really don't. They're okay. And
but every player is £50 million and over.
I know, even Jadon Sancho. I mean, I don't understand why they will pay $75 million and have the guy sitting on the bench. Jadon Sancho and then Van den Beek or whatever the guy's name. He played okay when he played here. So they're buying these players and they're on the bench and then they're not happy and then they're confident and they don't know what team is the best team to put out. Whereas Liverpool, we more or less know our team. Unless we're Western players, you have Smith in instead of Robertson if you want. Midfield, you can have Thiago, you have Ox, then you have Firmino, Jordan, Mane, and Salah up front. Well, United, you don't know really.
Yeah, let's refocus back on ourselves.
Harry Maguire, he's the one who's probably the first name on the team sheet. Oh my God, he's terrible.
He's another gift that keeps giving, yeah, especially to people who don't support Man United. Yeah, let's refocus back to the Anfield question. When was your last trip to Anfield? What was your last match that you witnessed live in action, in person? And what is the next game that you'll be heading back to Anfield for?
Well, we were supposed to go over last year, me and my girlfriend in Pennsylvania. We were supposed to go over last year. We had tickets and hotels booked for the Crystal Palace game the year that we won the league. We were supposed to fly out and then Donald Trump shut everything down and then there was no fans allowed for that game. So we were lucky enough we were able to get a refund. So I was supposed to go to that game, but I didn't get it. So the last game I went was 2003, because I've been over here for so long. I've been over here since 2004. So that was my last game. Next year, I am going to get again next year. I just want to make sure before I go and book everything that the COVID restrictions are much eased next year. I was afraid to go over this year because I was afraid in case everything got shut down again. I didn't want to have to go through everything. So I think I'll wait till next season when, hopefully everything settles down much more than what it has.
I hope that when you decide on which game to actually pay a visit to Anfield, it will be the last game. That will be probably on May 22nd, if I'm not wrong. It's again against Wolverhampton Wanderers. I was attending the Wolves game at Anfield 2 years ago, no, 3 years ago, when it was the same week after we beat Barcelona 4-0 to qualify the Champions League final. And then we have one more game against Wolves, right? That if we beat them, I think, by clear goals, we might have a chance of clinching the title if Man City drew on the last day. Of course, Man City won, right? So I was in that stadium hoping that we could finally win the league title for the first time in 29 years. But it didn't happen, but we still had a great time. And that season, we won the Champions League. And then the following season, we won the Premier League, right? So, like, fast forward 2-3 years later, I hope in 2022, I will see you there in Anfield for the Wolves game. And this time, we'll be celebrating our next Premier League title. I think that would be great fun.
That's possible. That's very, very possible. So we got to do the Champions League as well this year. I think we have a really good chance to win that Champions League this year. Really, really, really well. But yeah, let's look at that for next year, last game of the season. That'd be kind of cool.
Fingers crossed, and it's a date, my friend. So hopefully I'll see you there in May, back in Anfield. I will be able to do this interview in real life once more time. Yeah, once again.
Awesome, very good.
Fantastic. Any last words or message to our fans, Liverpool fans and supporters in Asia?
Just guys, we see pictures, we see videos of the Singapore Liverpool supporters club online and everything. You guys are awesome. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll never walk alone.
You'll never walk alone, my brother. I'll see you very soon. Goodbye. Cheers.
Thank you.